Craig is asking about multiverse. What's multiverse? What's the token of that? Let me have a look. Multiverse. Never heard of it. KuCoin. Multiverse. Build a world you believe in with multiverse. More than just gaming and socials. Multiverse believes in a metaverse with economic and social utility. A better reimagined reality. All this marketing lark. Our metaverse is a space for cultivating community and connections, where real opportunities and impact thrives. What's impossible will soon be possible. What does that even mean? Will I be able to live forever? On Multiverse, every project starts off as a decentralized autonomous organization planet. So does that mean TRVL can have its own DAO in this multiverse? I was looking for some videos and I can't find them. I couldn't find it on their website either. Maybe YouTube.
Welcome back, guys, to Crypto4Life channel. Today we'd like to start my new playlist also on this channel, what altcoins to buy now. I got a few videos on my main channel, K%, and to reach 1.61 level with only 15 cents, we have to pump around 29%. So it's crazy. Of course, everything possible, you know, in crypto, but we have to be realistic. With 25 billions supply, it's hard to say how far we can pump, to people who start thinking, oh, we go into $1, it's hard to see this coin with coin,
I don't really like his TA.
according to level by FIP, and drop, they hold it on their this one. Stands at middle zone, so we have a room for growth. It's a good signal, so we're not and massive signal. We gotta start buying in May, so we here. So they started.
I mean, he's crazy bullish, but I don't like his TA. $11 months ago. This is 11 months ago as well. I want to see some videos. What's that?
The maximum range of the A380 is approximately 15,200
What the hell is that?
Today we are entering the multiverse and going from this to this. Really be anything, but here's some tips to save you time in the universe. With those two constraints, you can begin to visualize what types of environments can exist across, truly create unique universes. You're going to need to use the prompt box. Now I can bring them back over.
I don't know what that is. It looks complicated. All right, enough of that distraction. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the charts. David says, multiverse is bollocks. You're so mean. Good morning, Maxime, sorry. Maxime Blaze. Welcome. Join us. We're having fun. We're just chatting, having a tea, eating some dark chocolate. Just checking out this multiverse, which Craig wanted me to have a look at. Let's have a look at it. All right, TA. Let's just do TA. Let's go into it. Let's dive in. First thing I will do is put the all-time high and the all-time low in. I'm going to do it from the data on CoinGecko and then see how that corresponds with copy and paste ain't working. It's weird. Literally my copy and paste stopped working. 0.2668. Okay, that's correct. We can just use that, that's fine. And do it. Call it a sun flip actually. And then the low is 000307. That's correct. Okay with that. I like it when the data on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko is correctly corresponding with the data on the charts. I like that. I think that's already a good sign. When did it launch? Okay, let's have a look. Max data. We launched seventh, sorry, 26th of July 21 at 3261. Is that correct? This is June. Okay, more data. June. I think this is correct. So it looks as though this token launched on the 10th of June, and it looks as though the launch price was there. So look, it's corresponding correctly with 1 cent. They launched at 1 cent. I'm going to call it the launch price. So naturally, that's going to be a very important level. The launch price is a key level. We basically have our range. That's our range right now. It looks very equal. Probably if that launch price is probably the 50%. I'm just guessing, but let's see. Get up there. Almost. See that? In a second, I just have to do this. One second. Yeah, so I mean, the 50% and the launch price are basically at the same level. So naturally, that's going to be extremely strong resistance. That's basically the mid channel of this range, the range going from the top to bottom. Interestingly enough, we have a lot of volume coming in here, and now recently coming in there. This is a good sign. That's what you want to see. You want to see increasing volume, and we're getting that at the lows. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good indication that we're forming the lows right now. Interestingly enough, the coin launched back in 21 in the final rise of the bull market, and it peaked out basically in June. What the hell? We had the little run up in November. That was the peak of the bull market, November. So $26x. So the founders increased the value by 26% of the initial investment. Doesn't look like they took much profit. There was a big profit take here, right there, and that candle. That was a really big profit take, and that was quite a high volume candle. 333 million at about half a cent. Let me just calculate that. It's like a $1.6 million sell, at roughly on average there. So from I'm assuming that's the developers, that's the people who invested from the beginning. Maybe they were expecting higher. They didn't sell in the highs when it was at 2.5 cents. They sold at half a cent, probably because they were expecting it to go higher. And so they only really made a 3x on their investment, where if they sold the highs, they could have made a 24x on their investment. So they didn't do that. I think the reason why they didn't do that was because they were probably expecting it to pump higher. You know, this is classically that's his classic greed. This is not selling when you're already 20x on your investment because you want more. Yeah, and instead they ended up selling here. So not very smart, but it changed the course of the fate of this token, because what happened was that this high volume candle here, yeah, you see this high volume candle here, the price came back into that high volume candle, and that held as a resistance level. So this sell set the course of the rest of the direction, for the rest of the direction, effectively. And what they should have really done is they should have started scaling out into these highs, but they didn't do that. They just did a market sell much lower down. Very bad behavior. I don't like that, but it's very common. That basically set the course of the downtrend, and the volume did not return in the lows. So that's partially because we're in the middle of a bear market and no one was looking to accumulate out of sync with Bitcoin, and this would have been an out of sync accumulation in the lows. And so naturally, whoever took the value there out, and it's probably the initial investors, didn't put it back in. They didn't put it back in. Usually what happens if people are very bullish on a project, they will try and reaccumulate at the launch price and defend the lows. So therefore you don't get a new all-time low. You end up with a higher low for the price to go back up. But that's not what happened here. It's similar with TRVL. I can't give TRVL credit for that either. They did try to defend the lows. When you look at the TRVL price action, there was an attempt. I like that with TRVL, there was an attempt to defend the lows. There just wasn't enough liquidity. Here there was no attempt. Just wasn't. There was just no attempt. There's no volume here in an attempt to defend the lows. Yeah. So generally speaking, it just means that there's a lack of confidence in the person in their own project. And now we're starting to see accumulation at much lower. Right, but we are in a bearish market structure on the higher time frame. We are making lower lows and lower highs at the moment, and we haven't changed that market structure. Lower low, lower high, lower low. This could be the lower high. So we have to see. This could be the lower high, or it could just be nothing, because you still have the lower high up there. Yeah, so the price could still go up there to form a lower high here, and then you'll know if it's the lower high there if we make a lower low here. Yeah, so in terms of higher time frame market structure, we are still bearish. We have a lot of volume here. That's a good sign. You do want to see that. You want to see increasing in volume at the lows to prevent the price from going down lower, and we are starting to see that. So, you know, and also this weekly candle is very bullish, because it's a swing failure of the lows here, and it's closing back in the range. That's the range. You're closing back in the range. It's a very bullish candle. It's got good volume as well, so potentially we are looking to go back up now. And the target is that high there, but we have this 236 in the way, which is clearly reacting. We're seeing reactions on this 236 here and lately there. Yeah, so that 236 quite similar to TRVL, except that TRVL is in a much more better position, because we're about to kind of break it, whereas here you still have to get up there. You know, you could get another sell off. You know, that's possible, and then you're forming some sort of head and shoulders pattern. Yeah, you've got to be careful about this. What you really want to do now is you want to flip that into support and make an attempt to make a higher high there. That's really what needs to happen in terms of market structure. I think the launch price is going to be key resistance. I wouldn't even bother with the golden pocket, to be honest with you, because I think once you hit the golden pocket, you're already above the launch price level, which is the 50% of the range, and it's the launch price has never been tested. So I don't expect the price to easily go above that launch price. So from here to launch price, you're looking at a 12x already. That's quite an increase in value for someone to not take profit. We're only 58% lower down to the all-time low, to this invalidation. 43%. I do like that this low is being held here. I do like that. I really like that. You have a trade right now, actually. You've got a long trade in play. That's your trade. Up to the 50%. That's a higher time frame trade right now. You have a nice invalidation now, which is this low that's been put in. So that was just this week gone by. That's a really nice swing failure. Good volume. And you've held this this previous level, which was the previous all-time low. You're back tested it. You've held it as support. You have a clear invalidation because you're not expecting now the price to do this. You're not expecting that. So if that happens, you're invalidated. you know, that's your trade. And getting back up to the 50%, which is my first, to be honest with you, my first target would probably be, my first big TP would be this 236. That would be the first significant take profit. Then you just have to scale out all the way up to the 50%. You get up there, that's a 1 to 25. Up to here, that's a 1 to 10. Up to here, it's a 1 to 2.43. See that? So right now you risk 1 and you could get 2.43 just back up to this 236. So that's a pretty good trade. It's not a bad trade. This is quite bullish. All right, let me just do some more analysis. Get rid of the volume now. So. We are coming into resistance. Yeah, that's quite big resistance actually, just above us. Yeah. It's only 37% above us. And we've got a high volume node here as well. That's above us too. It's hard because we are into resistance. So you need a bit of a wide invalidation, because this could always do that again to go up, which would be a better entry, which is really what you want. You want a good entry. You can pull back. So I'm seeing that we have like the other issue we have is that we've just changed market structure. Look, it's a real problem actually, because we were making lower highs, lower lows on the daily time frame, and then we went to make a higher high, higher low, higher high, Now we've just made a lower low. So we were in, for a short period of time, we were in bullish daily market structure, and then we've just made a lower low now. And so actually I wouldn't buy right now. I'd probably look to sell on the golden pocket into this value area high. You're looking to sell there for it to go down. And then if you're going to change it back into a bullish market structure, you're looking to hold the golden pocket here for a change to go up. You can change it back up to bullish. But this is kind of what I'm seeing. And it'd be hard, even though that's a bullish, that's quite bullish what we've experienced here in terms of the way the price has bounced up. We have actually made a lower low on the daily time frame because we've changed it. You see the change? That was the higher high, so that would have been the higher low. Wait, let me see. Lower high, lower high. Higher highs, make it higher highs, higher lows, then a lower low. Yeah, that's a lower low. So yeah, so it's still not like I think it's still not crazy bullish right now. Even though it looks bullish, I think it's not crazy bullish because we still haven't been able to turn that around. I feel it's kind of still looking like it needs to do some more work. Why is that? Why does it need to do more work? Let me have a look. I'm kind of moving averages now. So we have this 50 moving average. It's above us. Definitely going to react as resistance. And maybe that's what will happen. Maybe we'll go up, it'll resist, come back down, and then you've got this 200, and maybe we're going to find support on the 200 to go back up. So actually maybe it's good to just wait for the first pullback rather than just enter now. Maybe just let it go up, let people take their profit, let the price pull back, and then if it comes and finds support on a golden pocket there, you're going to have a much better risk to reward ratio for the trade. Then you're looking at that. Then you're looking at something like that. And so even up to the 236, you've got a 1 to 4. Risk 1, and you could get 4 back up to the 236, which would be your first big take profit. Much better risk to reward ratio there. And then look at side, yeah, so look, so we still have a bit of a crazy downtrend. Look at that 200 moving average on the 3-day chart. See, that's clearly reacted there. There's a clear reaction there. Let's see the weeklies. Oh yeah, so look, the weekly 50 moving average is definitely reacting. So we're still kind of into resistance right now. If we go up a little bit, it might come back down again. Like, it's hard because we're into resistance. We're not into... You kind of want this to flatten out a little bit. You kind of want this to happen. You want this to go up, come back down. You want this 50 moving average to flatten out a little bit. And then maybe you can go up. So I think what we're experiencing now of the price action is a little bit of downward momentum still, and the momentum hasn't shifted. Not yet. But that being said, we had a golden cross here. That's good. The daily time frame. Go up and down and up. That's my trade. It may not, if it doesn't hold, then you're looking for the swing failure of this low here. But I don't know why it wouldn't hold. You got like a new, you know, like a really strong level here now forming. This daily level much lower down. So even if you don't get it on the golden pocket, what you'd want to do potentially is, if the golden pocket doesn't hold, just let it go down and do its thing, and as it comes back and reclaims the golden pocket, then you can enter long and you have an invalidation. Then you'll see if it's holding a higher low. If it doesn't higher low, then you can just take the swing failure of that low. That would be a swing failure. You take a swing failure of that low. That would be a good long too. So you're basically looking to minimize your invalidation as small as possible, and that's really what you're trying to do, because that will make your risk versus rewards much more beneficial. It makes more sense to have a smaller risk to reward. The higher time frame, well, just like these. Well, I think higher time frame, getting up to the all-time high, is a 377x. So 377, and I don't know what the market cap is right now. There's no market cap data. I don't know why. Fully diluted 18 million. There's only 1 billion in circulation of 25 billion. So 18 million divided by 25. Let me just quickly do that. I'm just making this up. I don't know. So 18 divided by 25. So maybe the market cap is like $720,000, maybe. I'm guessing. So if you imagine, then that's times that by getting back to the all-time high from where we are now, 357x. So 25 divided by 18. No. 18 divided by 25. So 720k times 300 50. So the all-time high from the current price, we're looking at a market cap of $252 million. $252 million just to get to the all-time high in terms of market cap. Is that doable? $250 million. Is this project a $250 million market cap token in the height of the Bitcoin bull market? It could be, yeah. It's possible. I think it's very possible, to be honest with you. But I think the fundamental problem that I'm seeing now is this momentum. The momentum is pretty strong on the downside. And this token has been launched since July 21. It's similar in some ways to TRVL, but it's also very different. Let me have a look at TRVL, because you know, it's good to compare these things and see TRVL. I think the reason why it's a bit different is because with TRVL we had a big attempt to defend the lows here. See that? And also we had a big relief rally, which cleared a whole bunch of liquidity. We haven't seen that on this token, on the multiverse. We haven't seen that. And so naturally, the momentum here, this is the daily chart. Let me bring it to the same time frame as that. It's the weekly. See, the weekly momentum is quite flat here. And actually the price is now above the weekly 50 moving average. Whereas here the price here is underneath the 50 moving average. The 50 moving average is still quite, it's still in a downwards motion. And we haven't really, like on the multiverse, you haven't really tested the 50. This is the first time it's been tested. Whereas with TRVL, it's been tested once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. It's like the 4th test. You haven't really experienced that here. Maybe that's one test. Maybe this is the second test, the second real test. And so there's a lot of work still to be done with this token, I think. There's a lot of work to be done. And it is very possible that this moving average does continue to hold and it pushes the price down. It is very possible that we go for the lows one more time. Very possible. So just have to bear that in mind with where we are right now. I think to be safe, you are definitely looking for I mean, it is a good place to buy, but I mean, I think also I don't like that we've made some kind of lower low here. I just don't like that. I don't like this. Even though it's bounced back, I just don't like how we've made a lower low there after we made a higher high. So, you know, if this goes now and makes a lower high, and now we're back into bearish market structure on the daily time frame. That's so naturally the best risk to reward ratio would be here for a higher low, and then if we can reverse it, then you really have to get back up there. So it's quite hard to get back up there. So actually it is possible. I think it's more likely in terms of probability that we make a lower high here, we make a lower low here. It'd be a lot easier then to make a higher high here than up there, because up there you're in big resistance. It'd be a lot easier to make a higher high when you're not in that big resistance, you know, and when you're basically it'd be a lot easier to make a higher high when you don't have to leave the range, when you can still come back into the range, you know, where you're still in the value area. Because if up there is pretty much extended, so if we do come up here, it'll be a lot easier to make the higher high here after, you know. That's kind of what I'm imagining. So I think there's a lot of work to be done still, and you just have to, I think you just need more time for this token to see what happens. Yeah, and I wouldn't chase the pumps either. I'd just wait for the market structure to change, and then you can reanalyze and look for a good entry. Anything else? Have a look. There you're into the 2-1. So that's good. That looks good. That's good. So there it is trying to kind of reverse. It is trying. There is some kind of movement. I feel like it's a few months behind TRVL. Majid, I did Ava like 2 days ago. I should have sent it to you. Right, I'll have another look at Ava quickly. Let me just finish this. There is a little bit of channel here. From the launch price, support, resistance, mid channel reacts to the bottom of the channel, to the top of the channel, mid channel reacts. Couldn't get to the top here, a little bit of a front run, and then we're back in the middle of the channel. So probably the safest way to enter this token is somewhere above the 236. Just let this whole thing play out in these lows. Whatever happens, who knows? And then once you get kind of like a nice break, probably the safest place to enter, then you don't have to deal with all of these kind of resistance lines above us. You can just clear it, clear the liquidity, change market structure, fall back for a nice support level, SR flip, and then you can buy a slightly higher up. Probably be the safest way. And the problem with the way the price is moving now is this could go on for another month or 2 months. We don't know how long this is going to take to play out. Yeah, but I mean, who knows? Like, no one can predict the future. I think it'll be, if the price did ever get back down to the all-time low, then definitely take a swing failure of the all-time low. I would totally do that. That would be a really good trade. I think that's probably the best trade here, actually. You are trading another low, so you're not trading bullish market structure, but you're getting the best entry. And if you get a swing failure, then that would be amazing. Like, I actually think that's probably, in light of everything I've said, I actually think that's the one that I would take. I'd be interested in that trade. I'm not really interested at the moment, unless I got this trade at the moment, and it would look really bearish, but you'd have to wait for the swing failure. Yeah, right into the value area low. Just clear all of that liquidity. Just make everyone bearish. Swing failure and buy, and take profit at the value area high. There. That would be your first like significant take profit. Obviously, the point of control is in the way. It is also possible that it would just go up and then fall back down. It's very possible. But who knows? Like, I think that would be interested in that trade, actually. That's the one I'm interested in. And it may not happen, because you might just go down and just swing failure this level. So just bear that in mind. And also this level might hold. So there's a few levels that might hold. But right now, even though we had this is a really bullish weekly candle, I wouldn't buy it. Simply because you're into resistance. I wouldn't buy it because we're into resistance. We're at the top of the range. We're into resistance. I wouldn't buy that. I'd wait for lower or higher. That's the trade. Swing failure the lows. With these channels, you can clone them as well. Yeah, you see the top channel is nicely lining up there. The midpoint not so much, but the top part is. For me, that's the trade, actually. Catch the lows and trade it all the way up to the 50%. One more time. Let's get another new all-time low. Right? But keep an eye on it and see what happens, you know, like just... And as new information comes, the data changes, you know, like things are... You just got to keep on looking at these and seeing if there's any changes to the behavior. I like the volume. The volume is good. Like that would give me confidence to take a trade. But why not at the lows? That's what you want, right? You want to get it as low as possible. Right. That's this coin, Multiverse AI coin.